Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Dale.
We're sisters and best friends, and this is Proof It's Possible.
Jamie and I are complete opposites, but somehow through every stage of life, we stay on the same team. We're kicking the door wide open and sharing our morning coffee chats with you.
Join us as we chat about everything from chasing our dreams to entrepreneurship to family, friendship, and what other craziness we have going on that week. Hello.
Hello, welcome back. Happy New Year. So exciting. We're into 2024.
This is our first episode back after a very long break, which was lovely.
Yay. So lovely.
But
we took a little break.
But as Dale just told me, I look like I'm gray, like I just came back from the dead. So
yeah, for all of you that can't see the video, you're not watching on YouTube, you're just listening. Jamie has bad lighting in her room today, but contractors are at the house, so we're rolling with it.
Yep, filming from my bed.
Yeah, exactly. So for all of you who want to see, head over to the YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about vision boarding. Do you do them? Do you like them? Do you think they're important? What's on yours? All the fun stuff. So
what's on yours?
What's on mine?
Yeah.
Well, so my vision board is kind of like a running tally. So I feel like I don't need a total overhaul because some of my goals are like long standing. They're things that take a long time and they're like amounts of money that I want to make and things like that. So
are there certain things that like you got to strike off the list, and things that you're like, oh shit, that's got to stay for another year?
Yeah. Well, or they're just like general.
Like, why are you being so secretive about them?
Well, I was going to get to that, but you're interrupting me. Let me tell all my stories. It's like there are things like I want to make an income from certain streams of income within my life. So like website design, interior design. So I'm never taking that off. Like I want that to continue. But I maybe make them smaller on the board if I want a new and different revenue stream to fill in some of the work, for instance. So I'm taking the same general ideas.
Do you think it's like a bad omen or something to take it off? Like as if taking it off completely is sending a message to the universe that like close that door.
I don't want that anymore. That's what it says.
But like your vision board is like going to be ridiculous. It's going to be too big. It's going to have too much stuff.
No, it's not. It actually fits in like a 8x10 frame on my desk. So
I have mine in like I'm just guessing here, but like a 2x3 foot frame.
Like yeah, I know yours is massive, and you're so like linear and organized that I feel like yours is like 6 spots, and
it's 12. It's 12 perfect cubes that it's like text boxes with pictures, and they're all perfectly aligned, and they're all in a straight line, and they all are perfect. The like messy, crazy vision board and like cut out from magazines is just like it's not for me.
And mine is like messy, crazy, but it's not cut out from magazines. It's all digital, and then I print it. But I do feel like this almost brings up an important thing about vision boards in that, like, I think your goals are like measurable. You have a timeline. They have all kinds of like organization attached to them.
Well, because I'm analytical.
Yeah, very analytical. And mine are, how do I describe it? Like,
ambiguous.
I don't work off of a spreadsheet. I don't say a very specific, like, I don't know. And the more specific I am, the less likely I find that they will happen. And this is why. And I know that that's like counterintuitive. And I think there's 2 schools of thought, but I just put the like big grand idea out there and then try to take the steps I can see to take to get me there. But like, I don't say has to be within 2 years, or I don't say I have to work out this many days per week, because the minute I have a million rules in my life, like let's just use spending money as an example. If I were to say to myself, you are not allowed to spend any money right now because you're going to try saving for something, I would spend more money per hour than anyone could ever imagine. Because it's like the minute I put something off limits, my personality is that if someone says, you can't write a book, I like go write a book as fast as possible. Or if someone says, you can't run a business, I'm like, all right, I'll start a few businesses just to show you that I actually can. So I'm doing that to myself by being like, you have to work out. And I've been like thinking about it all week. Like, why am I like this? Why can't I say you have to work out 5 days a week and actually do it? Whereas I might work out 5 days a week if I just say work out more. Like, to me, that's like a good enough.
And like that ambiguous stuff does not work for me. If I'm like, just work out more, that's not like a measurable, clean goal. That's not achievable. You can never like cross it off and be like, I did it. I worked out more. Because what is more? There's no way to like measure what more is. You're starting
for me,
at zero.
more right now. Yeah, exactly. More is any time. One workout
this year.
This is what I figured out in my like figuring out of why I'm like this, why you have a different set of like rules around your vision board versus me, is because in my most unhealthy times, I lived in extremes. And so I don't believe this to be true for everybody that like loves a parameter, loves a number, loves to have measurable goals. I think that most people need that. But for me, my most unhealthy times, I was either on the wagon of something or off of the wagon of something. And when I went on or off of something, I went on and off so hard. So like if I was eating healthy or trying to lose weight, I would be on the diet and doing all the things, and then I'd make a mistake, or what I don't even consider a mistake anymore, but I'd eat something that wasn't on the list of approved things. And I went off so hard and never got back on for like 2 weeks or a month or a year. And now I have like such a moderate approach to things that I give myself way more grace, that it's like, if I could work out 3 days a week, great. If I can work out 5, really great. But if I only make it to 2, I did 2. It's better than nothing. So I don't know if I'm just being like a softie on myself, or if it's just because I know that if I get back to extremes, I'm in trouble, because I will either be on or off of the wagon, whatever the wagon is.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm an extremist in a lot of aspects of my life, but like nutrition and all of that, I haven't been. I've been like steady Eddie right down the center.
Yeah.
I also don't have any like workout goals for the year. I just don't feel that's my priority. Although I did say like at the beginning of this year that I do want to get like stronger, because I've noticed that I'm not as strong as I used to be. So I do want to get stronger. But
that's ambiguous, don't you think? Like, how are you going to get stronger?
That one's ambiguous, for sure it is. But that's also because that area of my life, I've always just been right down the middle. I've been steady Eddie. I've been like naturally pretty strong, naturally pretty like healthy. You know, I haven't had to work really hard in either direction of that.
No, when you make really good choices around food all the time, I think I make decent choices around food too. So for me, it's not like on my list. I just got home from lunch and ordered chicken fingers because I like them. So like, I'm not changing who I am in 2024. It's not new year, new me. It's new year, same old me. I'm still doing it.
Yes. But like other areas of my life, I feel like if I don't have like more extreme, I'm a recovering extremist. So I'm not fully extreme. I'm just partially extreme. But I have to say, like, you have to do this 3 days a week. You have to drink 8 cups of water a day. If I just say drink more water, I will not drink more water. I will just, as soon as it doesn't have like a measurable goal, I just forget that it exists. I have to say, you have to go for a walk every single day. And if I don't say that to myself, like if that's not my goal, then I'll go for a walk 0 days. And that's how I am in my business a little bit too, is that like, I'm either all in or I'm all out. Like right now, social media, I'm all out. I haven't like done a post in, I don't know, months maybe. I don't know how long it's been, but I'm like, I have to set a goal. Like, oh, you have to post for 30 days straight. Because if I don't set a like hard and fast goal like that, I literally will not make a post for another 6 months. So I have all these big goals, but then when I look at my vision board, I don't include any of that stuff. Like I don't include drinking more water. I don't include like going on a walk. I don't include anything like that. My goals are more like monetary, how much money I want to make this year, different businesses that I want to start, a house at Big White that's been on there for a long time. And I'm really eager to get to scratch that one off, but it still remains. Trips that I want to take, This year, one thing that I've added is that, like, and I'm very specific with my trips. So, like, for a lot of years, I had Disneyland, and then we went to Disneyland. I got to scratch it off, and then I had a new trip on there, and then I got to scratch it off. And this year, I've added less like concrete where exactly I want to go, but more like I want to do a trip with each one of my kids. So I want to do like a one-on-one with one of my kids. So what that city is to be determined, but I do have that as one of my goals.
I like that goal.
Yeah. And then other things that I have on my board are like more speaking events. Like I want to have more speaking events, and I want to hit a certain income for speaking on stages.
Same.
What else is on there? Mine's not fully done yet. Because this is the other thing. I don't know that I believe in January 1st as being the reset month for me. I'm still in. I saw somebody post this, like a friend of mine, and I was like, it's genius. It's so true that winter is like hibernation month. It's not a month to like get after anything. Naturally, in nature, animals, plants, everything hibernates or slows down. Or dies.
Yeah, slows down or fully dies. It's death season. Like, I know that sounds like morbid, but
totally. And so it's not a time to like change everything and start anew and do all the things. That's what spring's for. And for me, that's when I have the most like get up and go. So I can hunker down and get a bunch of stuff done in my business, and it's year end and it's month end and it's all the ends and it's busy season, the end of busy season for my businesses. So I can do the work, but I don't actually start dream building and executing on those dreams usually until March break, which is like the end of March for me.
Well, I'm also good to plan all the dreaming, but not be the doer in the middle of winter, because I don't love doing all the things in winter. So for me, I feel the exact same way. And like, I made a post on Instagram about this for the new year. And last year I was like really mad at this time of year and I don't get mad very easily. And I never get like kind of down in the dumps, but I had a very routine, like quick day surgery thing that the doctor was like, it's no big deal. Just come in. Like, so not a big deal that I got to keep my like thigh high boots on. Like, it was a no big deal. So I thought, this is nothing. And then they said, oh, the nurse is going to come to your house tomorrow. And I'm like, what for? And they said like to change the bandage. And I was like, oh, okay. And then the nurse proceeded to tell me that it was going to be a 3-month recovery, that I wouldn't be even allowed to really sit in my wheelchair or sit up at all. I needed to be in a bed for most of the recovery period. All this like crazy stuff that nobody mentioned to me. So I felt completely unprepared to be like away from my business, even for like 4 hours a day. I was like, that's ludicrous. No. And then I get really mad when like I can't be productive, when I can't accomplish things, when I can't cross off stuff off my to-do list. So I was annoyed. Like, I was like, you know what? Someone needed to mention this to me. And like, as the days went on, I like listened to audiobooks. I listened to 100 podcasts. But then I was like, I just want to get back to life. Like, I'm sick of this. So, and it felt like it dragged on and dragged on and dragged on. And so by March, that's when I was like, you came back like flying high from Chris Harder's event. And you're like, there's another event. It's for women. It's in Scottsdale. And I'm like, I'll be there. I'm never missing anything the rest of my life. So I've already missed 2.5 months of life. I'm not missing another moment.
And it was March this past year that we both started writing our books.
Exactly. We were like, we're writing books. We're doing all the damn things, because I felt like I wasted the first 3 months. But truth be told, if I looked back in like my history and had really good records, I'm probably never that productive in the first 3 months. They're all stay-at-home months. They're all get work done months. Like, they're productive in a really low-key way.
Mine are like productive, like I said, like hunkering down in my business and getting shit done there, but they're not in the dream building phase. They're in the like physically do what needs to be done phase of business.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, and I wonder if anybody else that's like listening feels the same way, that there is no alignment with the holidays and like, I mean, there's some things that I'm like, you know what, I am actually really ready to not be on a diet or anything, but just be on like my normal eating plan that isn't Christmas, that isn't candy, that isn't an all-inclusive, you know, but that's just because I went off so far.
I'm just grateful that I did not die of scurvy over the holidays because I have not consumed a fruit or a vegetable in the entire month of December. And then my family goes from Christmas season into birthday season. December 31st is my daughter's birthday. January 3rd is my birthday. So it's like eating out, eating at fancy restaurants, eating cake. Like, I'm like, I don't even desire to eat desserts at this point because I'm so deserted out. And here we are with the cake in the fridge. I'm like, ugh.
Well, and the thing about you is and the thing about you is that in your regular life, you pretty much only eat fruits and vegetables. That's like your
100%.
go-to is to like grab a fruit. Like you naturally eat those things without it being part of some like pre-organized like eating plan. It's just what you enjoy to eat. So for you to like go off eating what you always eat, and I don't eat a lot of like fruits and vegetables, but I eat low portions and I eat vegetables, just less fruit. But even I was craving fruit, which is so weird for me because I'm not a fruit person. I'm more of a like lunch person.
Well, I even had a smoothie this morning, which is like breaking one of my cardinal rules that I don't drink cold drinks in the winter. But I was like, I just need some nutrients. Your body just needs some nutrients.
Yeah, so, for sure. Yes. Okay. So what's your biggest, scariest goal on your vision board?
Mine? Oh gosh, I don't even know. I think mostly just the speaking on more stages because it requires the biggest time commitment, travel commitment, and like
preparation
and also like getting out of your comfort zone-ness. Yeah, I don't know what the word for that is, but it requires
stretches your edges very much.
Yes, like it stretches my edges, exactly. So that would be like my biggest, scariest one. The other ones are just more fun.
Totally.
Like more like travel and do fun and light stuff and go on girls' weekends and have, big, huge communities of wonderful, inspiring women. And
yeah, for sure. Well, even like I've got like some trips and stuff on mine. But it's like, those don't make me feel that like bellyache. But if I don't put them on my board, they also won't happen. Like if I want a girls trip or if I want a trip with you and mom, or you know what I mean? They won't happen. I know that about myself, that I literally get exactly what I plan for. So whatever I make time for and like organize myself around is what I'll actually do. And so my biggest, scariest one, I would say, is the exact same thing that we said on our like first podcast ever, is that just working with networks to find the right TV show about design and me and my career and all that is probably my biggest, scariest, most fun thing. Yeah.
Exciting. Well, I will say that my vision board from last year, almost everything got scratched off. Like it got accomplished and therefore can get taken off.
Really?
Yeah. And like the craziest thing is that last year when I was doing it, I designed like a book cover with my face on it,
right?
My name on it, so that I just had something as a placeholder, like, as a reminder. And then as I was doing it, I was like, this is so ridiculous. Nobody's going to be like, nobody, including you, me, are capable of writing a book in this short amount of time. And then January, February, March, I never even considered it. And then March hit, like the end of March hit, and it was like, I don't know, something happened. And I was like, bing, bang, boom. 100% of my time was going into this, which like it wasn't even really on my radar, but it was on my vision board. So I do believe that like what is on your vision board really matters and really affects your brain chemistry to like actually achieve that goal. So if there is something that's like on your heart, get that on your vision board.
Your vision board. I agree. Like that's what I was even saying.
Your vision board cannot be this. Yes, your vision board cannot be this tiny little like file in the very depths of your computer that you never look at. Mine is on poster paper hanging on my office wall. I look at
mine is in like a beautiful gold frame on my desk. And you want to know something crazy? A couple of years ago, where it sits is kind of like off center behind my half behind my computer. And it was during COVID, which like I know is such a bigger event than, but all of the stuff about me getting married was on the half I couldn't see because of my computer screen. And I never got married. And then I never got married. And I never got married because our wedding kept getting pushed back because of COVID. That I was like, God, get this thing where you can see it. You got to be able to see the whole thing, or else the stuff that you can't see won't happen.
Absolutely.
So Yeah, I can only see half.
I will just say one last thing. When I first did my very first vision board that I actually printed on poster paper, put in a big gold frame and hung on the wall, I was like almost a little insecure about it because I was like, oh, I hate that like people that come into my office are going to be able to see what my dreams are. But then almost every single one of them came true. And I was like, okay, this is sending a message to the universe that you're not keeping your dreams inside of you, that you're speaking them out loud. You're not just telling the universe, but you're also telling anyone that enters your space, like you're not afraid to share what your dreams are. And I think that's also really important.
Totally. Mine's right on my desk, and my desk is in our kitchen. So like, we'll barely know somebody and we'll be having them for dinner and they're like, what is this? And then next thing you know, I'm like explaining why there's, you know,
you're in a deep dive on what your hopes and dreams
are.
are.
Exactly. I'm like, I want to go to Paris. I want to, you know, work with great contractors on my design projects. I'd like to have a house with a pool. I would like it to be in Arizona. Like I'm literally like, yeah, I want a TV show. I want to speak on stages. I want to go on a private jet. All the fun things.
Totally. Okay, I want to hear about everybody else's vision boards and like they're not just what's on your vision board, but like what are your little best practices, or like how do you do it? Do you hang it on the wall? Do you put it in a frame? Do you have it on the desktop of your computer? What are you guys doing and what is on it?
Is it measurable? Like, are you me? Are you ambiguous like me, or are you organized like Jamie and need like definitive lines, or is it just like a big general idea, like more love in your life, more happiness, more trips, but you don't know where you're going? Like, how do you do your vision board? We want to hear all about it.
Totally. Okay, bye guys.
Bye guys. We are so grateful you're here.
It would mean the world to us if you'll subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel and leave us a review.
If you want to hear more from us, go to proofitspossible.com to join our mailing list and find our social links so you don't miss a thing.
Thanks, and chat next time.